Hello everyone and welcome back to Football Friends. Wow, 2 in a row. Today we're talking about Preston North End once again and their passionate display against Middlesbrough to not only end their season on a high but to keep Middlesbrough from the playoffs. But before we begin, I'd like to say a massive thank you for the support in the last video. It's one of my most well received videos in a 24-hour period and one of my most successful videos in recent days as well. So thank you so much for that, and also thank you so much for 2,000 subscribers. I shot from 1.7k to 2k within 4 days, which was quite unreal to see, to be honest. I'd never expected to grow that fast, and since then I've only grown even more. At the time of this recording we're now sat on 2.1k, so we're growing pretty fast at the moment, and I'd like to think this Preston North End video I made was part of the reason why. So I want to keep pumping out some more Football Friends, especially Preston North End videos, as I really am into the football drive at the minute, and I can't wait until July, August to start getting back into the football. So let's keep the spirits high, shall we? Anyways, thank you once again for that, and on with the show. So we're going to go through the pros and the cons of this game, and at the end of the video I'm going to talk about the retain list that they released at the end of the season. I know I'm a bit late to this topic, especially considering it came out a while ago now, and this game was also a while ago, but I've not been finding a lot of time recently, and I've only just upgraded my graphics card as well, so editing is now so much easier and it's lag free. So I've been a bit demotivated because of the performance, but however, we're on it now, we're on the ball, I've got a lot of free time, so let's get to it. So the pros. Despite having nothing to play for, everybody gave everything they had in that game. The final game of the season, they know they wanted to go out with a bang, and they went out with a bang. This is the kind of performance I would have wanted against Blackburn at home. Considering we got beat 4-1 that game, we had absolutely no desire to win that game whatsoever, which prompted me to come up with Zero Desire, which is a parody of everyone's favourite song, Freed From Desire. I wanted 100% out of that game, but we didn't get it. We got 5%, and in this game we definitely got 100%. You know, Middlesbrough had something to play for. They could have secured their place in the playoffs and a potential opportunity to go to the Premier League, but we put that opportunity to an end in an absolutely fantastic performance. So nothing but respect to the boys for that. We also scored 4 goals in this game, which is pretty impressive considering Middlesbrough are a top team, and Reece, our top goal scorer, scored his hat-trick, which leads him to 20 goals this season, which is a pretty good number, I'd say. Very good record indeed, considering the top Premier League scorers are at that margin as well. So fair play to Reece, he had a great performance. After he came back from injury, he wasn't exactly fantastic. I think he sort of left his football ability at the door. But obviously he's just come back from injury. We can't expect him to be, you know, Ronaldo or anyone like that. But he certainly got himself back into form for this Middlesbrough game, and I think he gave us all he had, and it was absolutely phenomenal all night. Something else that I really didn't expect from the last game of the season was how packed, loud and proud Deepdale was. You'd expect Deepdale to be loud and proud for, you know, maybe things like our chance to stay out of the relegation zone, or a chance to get to the playoffs, a derby game like the Blackpool game. But no, considering we had nothing to play for and it was the last game of the season, Deepdale was pretty packed that day, I must say. It was absolutely incredible to see that many people at Deepdale for the last game of the season, especially for the player awards at the end. It was a really great atmosphere to be in. You know, considering Deepdale only holds just over 23,000 people, it sounds like it holds double that or triple that bit with how the stadium's designed. It's a very lovely atmosphere no matter what, and I'm just happy to see Deepdale that full, and I really hope it's this full next season as well. Something else that we have to talk about is the emotional farewell that Paul Huntington got. As he was brought onto the pitch, Alan Brown gave him the captain armband for one last game, and it was quite emotional, the send-off that they gave him. I'll be honest with you, he's been a long-serving player at the club. He was with us in 2015 for the promotion, and he's been with us ever since, and I gotta wish the guy nothing but luck in the future. And of course we had our farewells to our loanees, which unfortunately we are not keeping any of. No more Daniel Everson, no more Super Cameron Archer, Sepp Vandenberg, and Josh Murphy was released early, but he didn't really get a lot of game time regardless, and I wasn't keen on the lad full stop. So the main 3 I'm 100% going to miss. They've been absolute assets all season, some of the best players I've seen at Deepdale for a while, and it's just a shame that we can't keep any of them, especially Daniel Everson, but it is what it is. Hopefully next season Ryan Lowe can bring in the perfect men for the job, and we can, you know, fight for a better spot on the table. But nothing but the best to these loanees in the future. They absolutely have a good one ahead of them. And probably one of the most important things going out of the season is that Ryan Lowe has the backing of the fans. The fans absolutely love this guy. Even though we went on a 3-loss streak and people started to slate him all over social media, that's always going to happen with a manager. You lose one game and it's the end of the world apparently, but that's always going to happen. But Ryan Lowe isn't Frankie McAvoy. He's secured our place mid-table. Fair enough, it's mid-table, but at least we're not in the relegation zone. If anything, I don't think we would even be mid-table. We'd probably be in the relegation zone if it weren't for Ryan Lowe coming in when he did. Ryan Lowe's a fantastic manager. The guy is just a great personality to watch, just to see his presence. He's hilarious. He's a great guy. In all honesty, I did not expect this from the gaffer. I thought he'd just be like a standard League 2 manager who couldn't do much, but no, credit to the guy. He's pretty quality at what he does, and he's just great to watch as well. He's great to listen to. I love the guy so much. He's probably one of the better managers I've seen for a good while at Deepdale. And the fact that he has the backing of the fans and these guys worship him like he's God or David Moyes, someone like that, I think it's pretty good, because this is going to give him confidence, it's going to give the team confidence, and it's going to give us confidence that we can actually do something next season. We went into this season, the 21-22 season, I wouldn't say we had high hopes, I'd just say we'd expected it to go okay, and after our first couple of games we was like, yeah, this isn't working out. It's not the best of seasons. We had a terrible start to the season. We didn't really have great recruitment. The lads that we had on team weren't the best. But as soon as Ryan Lowe came in, he was on the phone to Steven Gerrard, getting Cameron Archer to Preston. After that, we're winning a lot of games. We're drawing only a couple. We didn't lose many, apart from the games against top teams like Fulham. So yeah, Ryan Lowe's had a pretty successful half season with us, and I'm very excited to see what he can do next season. I'm 100% happy to have him on the team. 100% happy that the fans back him as well, and I really do think great things could lie ahead, provided he can get the right lads in, and our lads continue to respect him. Because in clubs where there's manager problems like Manchester United, it's because nobody respects the manager. They're their own people in there. But our lads, they definitely respect Ryan Lowe, and I respect the guy as well. So let's see what he can do. And for our final positive, is that the Middlesbrough fans came in their masses, and they remained loud, passionate, proud and happy for their team until the very end. A lot of fans, when their team lose a game that's going to secure playoffs or things like that, they're always really upset, they're angry, they're throwing things, swearing, booing the players, putting things on social media. But these Borough fans, I think if anything, they just showed a lot of pride and passion for their team. They were very proud of what they accomplished and how close they got, and it keeps their expectations high for next season, of course, and maybe hopeful that they can do it again. But I'm genuinely quite stunned by the reception that the Borough fans brought. I thought they were absolutely phenomenal, and I really wish that us Preston fans could do this for our team more often, because we could lose a game or two and that's it, it's the end of the world. I couldn't imagine if we lost a game that important. So the Borough fans, absolutely phenomenal. I didn't see a lot of drama. Even coming into Preston, the Preston police were very helpful with them, and I think that is what gave them the nicer atmosphere. But yeah, Deepdale has not been that packed on the Kop for a long time. We didn't even sell out that much for Blackburn, which is 20 minutes down the road on a bank holiday Monday. We couldn't even sell that out. Yeah, Borough fans deserve all the praise and respect in the world. They came in the masses, they left in the masses, and they remained happy and proud. There aren't many cons for this game, but there's a few that I can pick out of the hat. Of course, one of them is our loanees leaving. They've been fantastic all season, and now we have only 3 forwards. We definitely need another one. Our back line it's not the strongest thing in the world as it was, but without Sepp van den Berg, it's definitely fallen weaker, so we need a couple good players for the back line. And now we're left with no goalkeeper, because Declan Rudd retired mid-season, Daniel Leverson's now gone, and Connor Ripley is out of contract, so we now have no goalkeeper. So the first priority we need is to get 2 or 3 goalkeepers in, and that is absolute priority, because you can't just stick anyone. We can't just stick Patrick Bauer in the net, can we? We have to find a decent goalkeeper. So the loanees leaving does leave us with a few problems recruitment-wise, as well as performance-wise, quality-wise, but I think the gaffer can find the right men for the job. And like I mentioned there with Connor Ripley, there are a few more players out of contract, such as Scott Sinclair and Tom Barcasin. Sinclair I'm not overly fussed about, because he hasn't exactly been fantastic for the 2 years he's been here, but Barcasin has been a pretty good asset. He's good on the ball, he's really good with scoring as well, but he's just really injury prone, and that's why he was out for quite a long time this season. But he's out of contract and he is leaving, which is a shame, because I do enjoy the lad. I think he's a great character. He's good at football, of course. He has to be good at football to play in the Championship, but he's a good baller is what I'm trying to say. and I just wish him all the best in the future, provided he doesn't go to Blackburn as the rumours are suggesting. Next, and a con, like I said as well, is that we really do need to find the right lads for next season, because, like I said, we have no goalkeeper, our defence and our midfield is significantly weaker now, and I really do need to have confirmation before July that Ryan Law can find the right men, because we've heard nothing yet, which I don't expect to hear anything right now this second, of course, but we need to start considering our options as fans as well as Preston themselves. I think it's good for us to speculate who we could probably get in from the Championship or League One, maybe another Premier League loanee, but we really do need to look around here and consider our options here, because there are some quality players in teams that have just been relegated to League One, good National League players coming up to League Two, maybe League Two players going to League One, etc. I don't think we can take anything from Watford or Norwich, maybe Leeds or Burnley when they come down. I don't think it'll be Everton. But when these teams come down, I don't think we'll be able to take anyone from them. A lot of people on Twitter recently are saying we should take Ben Foster from Watford as our goalkeeper, but I don't think we'll be able to afford Ben Foster for starters, and he's 39 years old. He's coming to the end of his career. I think he's only got 1 or 2 years left in him, and we need someone we need someone young with a lot of energy, a lot of spring and bounce, like Daniel Leverson. So I don't think Ben Foster's the best of options, but he's not a terrible goalkeeper by any means, so if we can get our hands on him, then fair enough, yeah, sure, why not? But it wouldn't be my first choice personally, even though I don't know who else is on the market at the minute. I just really think Ben Foster could be a reserve instead of a main, but we'll have to see our other options first, of course. And the final con, as any con should be, is the Pitch Invaders. Of course, there weren't in the masses like 100 to 20, maybe like 20 to 30 Pitch Invaders, but there was only 2, which of course I'm making it sound like it's a big deal, but there's only 2. But at the end of the day, you shouldn't be invading the pitch, especially if you're a North End fan. We didn't win anything, we've just secured 13th place, and there's someone who ran onto the pitch, he's having a go with the stewards. I don't think it's worth the punishment personally. If you want to invade the pitch, maybe when it's like, if we're in like the playoffs and we go to the finals or we win the finals, maybe that's acceptable. I can understand that, like what happened in 2015, 2014. But I thought it was very silly, and I can't tell if it was another Preston fan or it was a Borough fan that invaded the pitch on the other end. On the Cop side, I'm not entirely sure which support base it came from, but yeah, you shouldn't do that. It's not worth the punishment, and it was pretty embarrassing. It was a good laugh for us lot, but it's embarrassing for you lot, so I wouldn't recommend it. I think that about does it for the pros and cons of the match. We finished a fantastic season in a fantastic way. It's just a shame we had a poor start to the season. I do think we could have very easily finished higher on the table, maybe top 8 maybe, if Law came in sooner, but next season I do think we have a good shot at the top spots, provided we can get the recruitment right, and I do think Law has the right men in mind. It's just how can we secure them, and how long can we secure them for? Because if we want to take Preston to the Premier League, then we're gonna need some absolute assets on that field. And if Preston do go to the Premier League, we need to stay in the Premier League, unlike teams like Norwich who come up and down every season. Same with Fulham. So we need a good, strong player base to keep us in the Premier League and give us a shot at even getting there in the first place. So it's going to be interesting to see what route we take with that. And yeah, I'm going to keep my eye out on that. I'll report on it if anything happens. In terms of the retain list that I said earlier, obviously Barcasin, Sinclair, Ripley, they are gone. The loanees are also gone. Bambo Diaby has not been offered a contract, but he's in consideration. Contracts are to be offered to Ola Sunday and 2 other lads. And then probably one of my favourite announcements to come from this is that Aaron Bennett and Mikey O'Neill were given professional contracts and they have signed on, which is incredible news because I love these 2 lads. They're fantastic youth players. They've got a bright future ahead of them, and they're going to be absolute assets to our team. Mikey O'Neill especially, the guy's fantastic. So yeah, this retain list is not what I was hoping for. I was hoping we'd get rid of a few more players, but all in all, I think we've got a decent selection for next season, and I do think we're going to finish above mid-table this time, and I'm hoping we do finish above mid-table. So thank you all for watching this. I know it came a bit late, the game was played like 3 weeks ago now, but things have been going on. I've only just gotten more free time because I'm coming to the end of my college life, so work's going to be coming up soon, which is scary. PC building's becoming a bit of an addiction, to be honest with you, but yeah, there's a couple of things that have popped up which have prevented this from happening sooner, but Either way, it's here now, and I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Did you think the Borough game was probably one of our best performances this season? I think it could be our best, personally. And I do think the award ceremony at the end was very nice, very lovely. Daniel Levison won 3 awards, which he rightfully deserves, but yeah, thank you all for watching. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this season as a whole, what you thought of the game, and who you think we should bring in next season. Thank you all for watching, and I'll talk to you all later.